Hey, back.
My students come in, and I just come to them. This is beautiful.
I think about some other things, like I was talking to somebody earlier, and thinking about how beautifully we can play, right? Because really, at the end of the day, music is about what we have to say, right? Otherwise, it's just a bunch of notes and rhythms, and nobody really cares about that, huh? So, for example, at the beginning, I'm going to give you 2 suggestions. What does this mean right here? And I know you've talked to Miss Kim about this, but I'm just going to remind you. Okay, so let's see if we can, the beginning phrase. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 ways. Here's the first way, watch. Or here's the second way. Which one would you prefer?
This one.
Why?
It's more quiet.
Yeah, it's not necessarily more quiet, but it's moving. There's a little more shape to the phrase, right? So I'll bet you can do that too if you listen, Vivi. Otherwise, this opening can sound... just goes on and on and on, right? So we're going to see if you can start really soft and follow that dynamic. Watch, grow, and get soft at the end. Okay? Let's try it together. Sweetheart, I'm going to make one other suggestion, but don't do this without your teacher. You might consider intuitively, right, your heel has to touch the floor, so make sure your heel's touching the floor. Okay, now don't pedal with your big toe, my dear. Pedal with the ball of your foot.
Move it forward.
Move it forward. Okay, and so that you're going to have to sit a little bit farther forward on the bench. Yep, just a touch. There you go. There we go. Okay, so let's try the beginning. We're going to start pianissimo, and we're going to make that crescendo, shape that phrase. Are you ready? Ready? Go. Okay, now the last note of the phrase, Vivi, how do you want it to sound? Okay, last note of the phrase should sound, can I write it in the music? I didn't even
It's
ask.
her music and it's mine. I
Last note of the phrase, we want to be soft, sweetheart. It's like, and we get soft at the end. So can you try it, sweetie, with me? Ready? Here we go. Yeah? Soft. Grow. Now get soft. Uh-oh, we heard a loud clunk at the end there, Vivi. You did. Set up. Alright. So that's the first thing I would do. It's really important to work on all those phrase endings with your teacher and make sure that they're all tapered at the end. You know what I mean? To taper something that gets soft, right? Can you do it one more time with me? Okay, ready and go. Grow. Soft at the end. Grow. And soft. Okay. Now, have you ever tried to use the left pedal? Have you ever tried the left pedal with her? Yeah. You might explore sometimes what I do with my kids when they play this, and I'll leave it up to you and your teacher, is the second time, because we have a repeat, right? Just to do it a little bit differently, you know, make it sound a little bit different, you could use the una corda, the soft pedal. Okay? But do explore that with your teacher. She might not want you to do that right away. And then the other thing is here, when we have this part. How is this part of the piece different from this part?
Different notes.
Different notes. What about the feeling of the music? The character of the music? a little more joyful. I totally agree. So now when you play, you have to make us feel that. Okay, how are we going to do that? Let's start with what's on the page. Simply play a little louder, a little louder, a little more extroverted, right? Alright, so let's try something, Vivi. We're going to play the beginning one more time. Ready, and go. Oh, show me how soft. Ready, play. Nice. Oh, end the phrase. Okay, stop now, sweetheart. Now, show us more joyful. Ready, and go. That's all right. One more time, darling. Ready, go. That already makes a big difference. So you're exploring, you know, this piece. What is this piece called? What does that mean? A letter? Her name. It was for someone he wrote it for. I mean, there are many thoughts about who Beethoven wrote this for, of course. But yeah, so you have to decide, was this his sister? Was this his friend? Who was this? You know? But it's definitely more joyful here. Beethoven was very excited in this part. Okay, so that's what you have. What do you get most excited about? Well, whatever you do when you're telling the story, you have to think about it and put it there. But let this be more, I'm going to write joyful here so you remember it was your word. All right? And just keep those contrasts coming. All right? Good job, sweetheart. It's very nice playing. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming all the way over. Where do you all live?
In Wiley.
In Wiley?
Yeah,
Okay.
just like 20 minutes from here.
Well, that's not too bad.
Not too bad.